Hello, welcome back to Off Grid Style. I'm Nikki, and I am so glad as always to have you here. We are discussing some major cyber attacks that have just the last couple days what has gone on. And this isn't even the tip of the iceberg of all of the cyber attacks that are happening around the world and in the United States. And most of them we don't hear about until well after the fact, which I will get into. The first one, Oakland-based Blue Shield. So that's part of that Blue Cross Blue Shield family of insurance companies. Cyber attack puts millions of people's data at risk. Think about what your insurance company knows about you. They know your full name, they know your date of birth, they know your social security number, they know where you work, they know a lot of them know your employee ID number, they know all kinds of things about you. So on this article, this is from NBC News. Bay Area-based healthcare giant has fallen victim to a potentially large-scale cyber attack, which experts say put millions of its customers' privacy data at risk. The data breach at Oakland-based Blue Shield shines a spotlight on just how much private information we give to our healthcare providers. The CEO of Privacy Code, a company, said this is going to have a very significant impact on a lot of lives for many years to come. She calls this breach more worrisome than most because of the kind of data that's kept by insurance companies. What does a healthcare company know? Not just your health, they know your social security number, your family members, they know where you live, and they know your insurance company. Blue Shield has about 4.5 million members in the Bay Area and in California. None of these people, as of this writing, which was a couple hours ago, none yet know if their data was compromised by the cyber attack. But cybersecurity experts say patients should assume that their data was stolen. Blue Shield says the attack targeted one of its outside vendors, so a third party, outside vendor managing vision benefits for its members. Here's the second one. New Jersey Health System says outages are likely the result of a cyber attack. This is from yesterday, ABC News. The health system said it is prioritizing surgeries based on urgency. A New Jersey Health System says it's the latest healthcare organization in the U.S. to be a victim of a cyberware attack. Capital Health, which operates hospitals in Trenton and Pennington, as well as primary care offices across the state, said it has been experiencing network outages that it now believes were a cybersecurity incident. So once again, now they have access to your full name, your social security number, your date of birth, all of that good information. They can do whatever they want now with your information. It's probably on the dark web by now if you are one of the people who is involved in this. In a statement on its webpage, the health system said it became aware of the incident earlier this week and immediately notified law enforcement and outside forensic and information technology experts. Capital Health says it's unclear if any or what data has been exposed, including patient, employee, or financial data. That's right, you also pay bills through these people, so they have your credit card information or however else you pay them. The system said there have been some disruptions in service, outpatient radiology is not available, and neurophysiology and non-invasive cardiology testing appointments have been rescheduled. Additionally, surgeries are being prioritized based on urgency and the patient's condition. This is the second time in the last week that a health system has been the victim of a ransomware attack. The second time just this week. Hospitals run by Ardent Health Services, which I haven't heard of, and I don't live in the Northeast, including 2 in New Jersey, were forced to divert ambulances to other area hospitals and cancel some non-elective procedures after the organization discovered a ransomware attack on Thanksgiving Day. Additionally, hospitals run by private equity firm Prospect Medical Holdings were hit with a cyberware attack in September that affected affiliates as well. I told you this is just the tip of the iceberg, and we are not hearing about it until well after the fact, and it's buried down in the news. This is scary stuff. All right, now let's move on to the cyber criminals conduct ransomware attack causing outages at least 60 credit unions, the federal agency says. ABC News. About 60 credit unions or so in the United States are experiencing outages because of a ransomware attack on an IT provider the institutions use, according to a federal agency. On Friday, the National Credit Union Administration, the agency that insures deposits at federally insured credit unions, said in a statement to ABC News that it was coordinating with affected credit unions in the wake of a hack. The full extent of the outage and its impact on credit unions was unclear Friday evening. One of the affected credit unions, New York-based Mountain Valley Federal Credit Union, told CNN that technicians from the hacked IT provider were working around the clock to get our systems back online. According to NCUA spokesperson, credit unions reported that the ransomware attack, in which cybercriminals typically lock computer systems as an extortion tactic, affected a unit of Trellance, a cloud computing firm provider used by credit unions. NCUA told ABC News that the hack occurred through a third-party vendor that uses Trellance software, which was the source of the cyber attack. Trellance did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Member deposits at affected federally insured credit unions are insured by the National Credit Union Share Insurance Fund up to $250,000. So now they have your bank account, they got your private health information, they got your private identity information, they got all kinds of stuff about you, and it's just circulating around the dark web. Next story. Iranian cyber attack targets Israeli tech used by several U.S. bodies. Breaches affect Pennsylvania Water Authority, other utilities, and aquarium-using devices that manages water processes. Hacker's message says that the Israeli-made equipment is a legal target. This is from the Times of Israel. In Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a small western Pennsylvania water authority was just one of multiple organizations breached in the U.S. by Iran-affiliated hackers who targeted a specific industrial control device because it is Israeli-made. The victims span multiple U.S. states, the FBI, EPA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, as well as Israel's National Cyber Directorate, said in an advisory emailed to the AP late Friday night. They did not say how many organizations were hacked or otherwise describe them in any way. The multi-agency advisory explained that other industries outside water and water treatment facilities use this same equipment, Vision Series programmable logic controllers made by Unitronics, and they were also potentially vulnerable. Those industries include energy, food and beverage manufacturing, and healthcare. The advisory said the devices regulate processes including pressure, temperature, and fluid flow. The Aliquippa hack prompted workers to temporarily halt pumping in a remote station that regulates water pressure for 2 nearby towns. The hackers left a digital calling card on the compromised device saying all Israeli-made equipment is a legal target. So we have them hitting our water supplies and other water treatment plants, etc. nowadays. And last on my little recap list for you, but certainly not least, because this is the big one, after a week-long outage, Fidelity National Financial finally confirms that the cyber attack is now contained. Now, that doesn't mean it's fixed. That doesn't mean it's over. Just like I take it as like being a fire. A fire is contained to, say, 30%, 50%, 70%. This is from TechCrunch.com. Yes, I've been all over the internet for y'all today. Fidelity National Financial, or FNF, the largest real estate services company in the United States, said it contained a recent cyber attack that took over many of its subsidiaries and customers, left them in a state of chaos for more than a week. In a filing with the SEC, FNF said the incident was now under control as of Friday. The company is restoring normal business operations and is coordinating with its customers. On the 21st, FNF disclosed it had been a victim of a cybersecurity incident This virtually froze all the company and its subsidiaries' activities, leaving people buying and selling homes or mortgages confused and uncertain of what was going to happen to their properties and their money. One FNF subsidiary called the incident a catastrophe in an automated message played to anyone who called its customer support number. Last week, a voicemail for a person who works at an FNF subsidiary said that FNF is still experiencing a system-wide outage. We do not have access to send or receive email or access to any system. We appreciate your patience. I would be wigging out. I would be absolutely wigging out. I'd be at their office. TechCrunch, the place where I found this article, has spoken with several people affected who said they were unable to get anyone from Fidelity or its subsidiaries on the phone to figure out what was happening, get answers, or find out if they had been compromised or were vulnerable. So here's the wrap. A Fortune 500 real estate and title company, a Blue Cross insurance company, several water departments and water treatment departments, dozens of credit unions, and an undisclosed number of hospitals have all been hit with cyber and ransomware attacks this week. And this isn't even close to being all of the stories I could have included. I could have gone on for another 35, 40 minutes just reading these quick articles to you. The point is, you never know where or through what company your information has been compromised. So in other words, you could sign something at the hospital saying, yes, I give permission, but unless you read all that little fine print, it says right in there, you allowed them to work with their third parties to disclose your information to take care of you. Well, guess what? Now you're screwed. Anyway, and credit unions have 3 days to report any breach. So by the time they report it, you have no clue that it's been done, and you hear about it 3 days later, and there goes all your money, and now you got to fight to get it back. So a third-party vendor you've never heard of, you know nothing about, you believe your data is secure because you're in an institution that's huge and strong, and you know they've got great security, can be hacked, and you have no clue. None. Even if you hear, company XYZ, Unitronics, what is Unitronics? I've never heard of Unitronics, has been compromised. You have no way of knowing if that data breach in any way affects you, unless you happen to know every single person that the company you are giving your information to deals with. Additionally, cyber attacks targeting government entities have increased by 40% this year. 40%. I am going to link our video to this video. You'll see it in the description regarding how to prepare for a cyber attack, just to review, make sure that you're covered, make sure you've done everything you need to do. You definitely don't want to hit the holidays with something like this having to be faced. Let me know what you think of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out our community page. We do daily quizzes. I just threw a poll up there. We post cool infographics on survival items and funny posts, all that good stuff. Have a great night.